Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Feeding the Curious Mind. My name's John Pullen and I'm a writer of fiction and non-fiction books. London has a lot of landmarks, dating back over 1,000 years or more. But in the latest Millennium, we have a few new ones. There was the Dome, the Millennium Dome, which is now called the O2. We also had the London Eye, which is still very, very popular near Westminster Bridge. But we also had a footbridge. It ran between St Paul's, or the Thames near St Paul's on the North Bank, across the Thames to close by the Tate Modern Art Gallery. On the day that it opened, that's the 10th of June, 2000, part of the opening ceremony was to have a charity gathering of people in order to walk across the bridge. It was for Save the Children, the charity. As they did so, the bridge began to wobble. I think we're now beginning to understand which bridge we're talking about. I was there that day. I wasn't on the bridge, but I was right by it and I could see the structure up close, and it started to move up and down and from side to side. Not a huge amount, but you could certainly see it, and if you were on the bridge you could certainly feel it. Now, it was designed by Sir Anthony Caro, and the architects were Foster and Associates, and Arup's civil engineers were the engineers that actually constructed it. People started to get worried about this, and they thought, right, well, the best thing to do is to restrict the number of people on the bridge. That didn't actually work that well, and unfortunately, 2 days after the grand opening, it closed. It took 2 years to fix the problem. It was designed, you see, as a suspension bridge, but instead of having the supports being high up in the air, this one had two Y-shaped supports which were sideways. Now, the idea behind this was not to block views of St Paul's Cathedral. I think that's quite important. But it did lead to the bridge wobbling. So what could they do? Well, to stop the up and down movement, 52 dampeners were added to the bridge, and to stop the sideways movement, there were over 30 other dampers installed on the bridge, and that seemed to solve the problem. Today, the bridge can easily take 5,000 pedestrians at any one time with no movement whatsoever. But let's say it this way, there's a discussion that still is going on, and that is, why did we bother to change it? Now, the engineers and the architects all said at the time there is absolutely no danger of the bridge collapsing. So why didn't we leave it? It could become a much bigger tourist attraction. Because if you're ever close to the bridge, you will hear tourists today saying and pointing at it and saying, that's the wobbly bridge. So maybe we missed a trick or two.